Hi everyone. I want to talk with you today about how to organize your expenses. And I do that since a year. It's a topic I think most of you and also me don't like the topic because it's overwhelming, and all the self-employed always came to the point where they do their taxes and they kind of frightened and nervous. So I prepare for that, so I make a kind of overview of my expenses a month and also a year, and I will walk you through it, how I do it, and give you some templates to it. So this is a template I did on my Supernote Normat. You can also use that for the others. This is a version with lines, and here is the date, then the notes, and the amount, currency. And this is the grid version. Quite simple, 3 columns. And I use it that way, so I make a headline of the month, so I can find it in my note. And then I concentrate on the current week. And I put down also the date for this week, and then I start counting my expenses. So let's say on the 27th of January, I spent something for food. I write that down, the note, what it was, and also the amount. And over the week, I have a kind of calculation, and I sum that up. In that case, it's a fictive number. It was 114 euro.65. And then I have also an aim what I want to spend. It's in my case 120 euro, right? So for 1 week, 120 euro. I don't want to spend more. I'm a minimalist, so I try really to kind of keep my costs down. But in your case, maybe it's more or less. Let's see. And then I compare these two amounts. And in this week, I saved 5 euro.35. And then when in the end of the month, I have my list of my weeks. So each row represents the costs I spent within the week. And I have always my best practice, 120 euro, as a comparison. So let's say in this week, I spent less and I could save 10 euro, but in the sum, I actually did not save much. So it's nothing I can put aside. These were my personal costs in sum. It's 480 euro summed up. So this 15 cents we can calculate in, but it's not that much, so it could be also okay. Yeah, and then I come to my monthly fixed costs, like everyone has. It has to pay rent and it has to pay electricity and all this stuff. And this is like also best practice, so they're nice numbers. And I wrote down my rent, electricity, gas, internet costs, phone bill, my insurance for the house, for my flat, transportation, social insurance, subscription, that is in my case Adobe. I have the student version, so it's quite convenient. It's just 30 bucks. And my Spotify. And in the sum, it's 1,000 euro 20. Then I add my personal costs and I come to a sum of around 1,500 euro I need for living. And let's say I earned in January 3,000 euro with a job I did as a graphic designer or whatever. So I know that I can survive with this 3,000 euro 2 months. And then, I have to earn something else. So this is for the months. And then I want to show you how I calculate my year, also future costs. Let's see if I can do this. So what I spent here for the months, I add actually to my liquidity plan over the year. It's quite simple. It looks overwhelming, but trust me, it's not that complicated. In this part, you put your name, and there, what I actually made orange, you put your current bank statement from January, from the beginning of the year. You put that in. And then it will accumulate all the costs over the months to come. I will walk you through that now. So this part here is for income. So I put down client 1 give me 3,000 euro and client 2 will give me around 10,000 euro in June. And now I go down. There I see the sum of the income over the months. And here comes my expenses. So this part is mostly just for expenses. And this is the same thing I did here, just in Excel. And here's my social insurance. It cost me 150 bucks. And then I have my education. Let's say you study and you have to pay for that for the half year, let's say. And then here I'm actually done. And then there is my personal costs. We just calculated. This is the 480 bucks. So I write that down here. And it's just a best practice, right? It can happen that these numbers will change over the months, but you can change it. Then transportation costs and travel costs. I will spend something in August just because I plan it that way. And then I have my Adobe, and I think in June I have to switch to 60 bucks because then I'm not a student anymore. Just fix that. So different costs there. And my Spotify over the year, and then I come to my rental costs, monthly rent, electricity, gas, and I also calculated over the year. That could also change, right? So you can also calculate that in future if you know that already, but in case now I know this is my monthly cost and I will switch that to the whole year. Phone cost, internet and insurance, and then I have also repairs and maintenance for my gas thing. I don't know the English term. And then I will have also my tax accountant because I'm self-employed and that helps me a lot, and I will pay him the end of the year, let's say around 500 bucks. Yeah, and then this line, this row, will show you your monthly expenses. And this, in the end, it's called liquidity at the end of the period. This is actually your bank statement. And then I see in March I will not have much money on my bank account, and this is also I'm quite broke then. So yeah, so this is like an overview, and what I can do now, because I know that in March I will be not safe, I will need to earn something within these months. And this is how you actually calculate. So it's quite simple. And yeah, I think with this simple way of making an overview of your costs will save you a lot of nerves and will make you more confident of being self-employed and gives you like a feeling of being in control, even if the surroundings are quite complicated at the moment because everything gets more expensive. So I hope I could help you with this. If you have any questions, you can leave me a comment down below. Otherwise, just watch it, enjoy the template, and see you next time. Bye!